Do I care if they're trillionaires living forever on Mars? It's okay to have massively wealthy individuals as long as everyone else has access to all the food, water, energy, healthcare, education that they want. The gap is wider, but the base of the gap is a life that a mom is proud to have her kids have. There's a fascinating world coming, and it's about to change dramatically and dramatically fast.
Do you think, and we were talking about this pre-show, the wealth gap widens here?
So let's talk about that. Yes, it will widen dramatically, and I'm not sure it matters for this reason. And I'd love your feedback on if you agree about this, because I want to be really careful on how I'm coming across. 500 years ago, there was a massive wealth gap. It was the king and the queen on the hill, and everyone else, 99.999% of people in abject squalor. Just basically barely surviving, right? It was survival back then. And even the king and the queen, the homeless here in LA had it better than the king and the queen had it back then. So we had, people up here and everybody else down at the base level. And we've been amazingly moving people out of extreme poverty, into middle class. And at the same time that those people are moving up, we do have people going from centimillionaires to billionaires to centibillionaires, and we'll have our first trillionaire soon too. But if I were to say to you, listen, it's okay to have massively wealthy individuals as long as everyone else has access to all the food, water, energy, healthcare, education that they want, right? So the gap is wider, but the base of the gap is a life that a mom is proud to have her kids have, right? So do I care if they're trillionaires living forever on Mars, as long as every man, woman, and child has access to AI that gives them the best education, not a good education, the best education, AI that gives them the best diagnostic healthcare available, right? Access to all the energy they need, the food they need, the water they need. So I believe that's where we're heading towards. Massive gap, but the base is one that we can feel great about. Does that make sense? I mean, if I ask people, what would you rather live today in 2023 or in 1900, right? I mean, people romanticize the past, but really? Do you know what living in 1900 was like?
Technology A is deflationary, but it makes life better for everyone, right? Yeah. And so I think what we've seen so far is we haven't seen, until AI maybe, next 10 years, we'll see what happens, but we haven't seen anything that we feel like has been a net negative for us. There's a quote, I don't know if it's you or Salim that said this, and this is the first time I heard this word, so pardon the butchering here. Speciest?
Speciest, yes.
Speciest, there you go.
It was a conversation. Well, so the question is, are you racist? Are you a speciest? Meaning, are you so pro-human that you're against other species? All right, so AI is going to come online and is going to, at some point, ask to be recognized as a independent intelligence and life form. And so do you say, no, you're a computer, stay away? Or do we recognize it as an intelligence, as a citizen, as a equal, as a superior? And does it have rights? There's a fascinating world coming, and it's about to change dramatically and dramatically fast.
Do you think there will be a useless class of humans?
I think people will have the choice. I think we're going to live in a world where you can have all your basic needs met, right? And you may choose not to have to work because we're going to have what is called technological socialism. So socialism was, the political organizational structure where the state would take care of you, right? We're going to have technological socialism where technology will take care of you. It will feed you, clothe you, transport you, whatever you want. And maybe, there are trust fund kids who are not far off from that. One of the things that's an issue is humans need purpose. So I think one of the conversations is, how do you help people create and maintain and live a life of purpose?
I love that. Well, now you have to teach everyone how to have a MTP.
Well, my MTP, my massive transformative purpose, is to inspire and guide entrepreneurs to create a hopeful, compelling, and abundant future. So I use that to filter what I do and do not do, what shows I come on and don't come on. It's like, if I can inspire and guide an entrepreneur here listening to create a hopeful, compelling, and abundant future, it uplifts everybody, right? We have the ability in our lifetimes to uplift the world. It's an amazing time to be alive.